Rabies is a killer disease. There is no cure. We're here. We need support because to do something like this, it's not easy.
If the vaccination is not done and then the dog tends to bite anybody, even, let's say even the owner, then we all know how rabies is and how dangerous it is.
Rabies is a disease caused by a species of lyssavirus that causes acute enthesitis in warm-blooded animals and people, characterized by abnormal behavior such as excitement, aggressiveness, and dementia, followed by paralysis and death. When the virus enters into the warm-blooded animal or person, it travels to the brain and damages the brain cells. That is why one gets the behavior from a dog or a cat that has rabies. Animals such as elephant, cow, giraffe, horse, cat can have rabies, but dogs are predominantly source of rabies. They make up 95%. Statistics indicate that 75,000 people die every year globally. Last year, it was estimated that 60 people died from rabies in Ghana. 70% of the deaths were children. This means 42 children died from rabies in 2016. This, authorities say, is worrying since children are the future of our country. Rabies is a killer disease. Unlike Ebola, which kills 50%, rabies kills 100% and it's incurable. This documentary takes a look at how rabies has received attention in Ghana. World Rabies Day is celebrated every year on September 28 to give attention on rabies prevention. This year's celebration, which was launched in Suhum in the Suhum municipality of the Eastern region in Ghana, was on the theme Rabies Zero by 2030. During the launch, students from schools in the municipality carried placards with inscriptions, "Stop Rabies, Immunize Your Dog," among others, to and from the principal street of Suhum. Every year, World Rabies Day is celebrated, but very little is done after its launch to prevent lives and dogs. Over the years, governments have not done enough to control, prevent, and eradicate rabies in the country. Tens of thousands of dogs and cats living as pets haven't been vaccinated, making their existence a threat to human life because of the virus they can carry. Prince Asante, a dog owner, is of the view that government has neglected the vaccination exercise.
I believe that there are some things that are being neglected by the government which need to be brought attention to, as like the dog vaccination side for it. I'm strictly for the vaccination because I love dogs, I love animals.
He indicated that vaccination must be free to enable dog owners afford the exercise. He says cost involved is expensive for average person who has up to 5 dogs and above.
People, once something is attached that there's some money being paid for a dog and the person is not really a lover of a dog or dogs or animals or pets, it will be very difficult for the person to take the animal to their place and spend money on the dog or even a cat. On the regular, you realize that most of the people who have more dogs, let's say 1 or 2 dogs, even would not even take the chance to go there to go and vaccinate them, in that probably thinking about the cost.
He pleased that veterinary office in Ghana is always missing from public view.
When I went to look for a veterinary in the town in which I'm situated right now, I got lost. I was taken to a lot of places whereby eventually where I saw the veterinary office was not a place where, let's say, it's visible for everybody to know that, because it seems like they keep on changing their location and all the stuff.
As part of efforts to eradicate rabies in Ghana, Rabies in West Africa, a non-governmental organization, has launched a 3-year pilot project in Suhum in the Suhum municipality of the Eastern region. The project is meant to provide intensive education in raising public awareness of the disease, provide free ongoing vaccination for 3 years.
And our goal is very simple: control, prevent and eliminate rabies in Ghana. We've identified Suhum as our pilot city, where for the next 3 years we'll be doing major campaign with education, public awareness, and ongoing vaccinations.
Free vaccination exercise has been conducted after the launch, and over 2,000 pets were targeted at the cost of 100,000 Ghana cedis. The exercise sought to target 70% of dogs and cats within the municipality.
Our goal here right now over our 2 days of vaccinations is to do about 2,000 dogs and cats. Predominantly it's going to be mostly about 95% dogs. And 99% of rabies is through canines, through dogs. To do a campaign that we're doing, the pre-work, the work here in Suhum for an entire week, an official launch, 2 days of vaccinations, with all the time and effort, we're talking approximately 100,000 cedis to do this.
The situation is bad in Kumasi and in other parts of the country.
Right now we have several areas that are endemic with rabies. Kumasi is getting bad. Techiman, Wa, Bolga. Even Accra yesterday, a person was bitten by a rabid dog.
Rosita Ayivo Samson, Veterinary Service Department and the Ministry of Agric indicates that a good number of pet owners are in the villages who do not have access to vaccination because of lack of funds.
The villagers, they have a lot of animals, a lot of dogs, and they don't actually have the money to vaccinate them. Next time, I'm pleading that this program should be extended to them so that they can also benefit from it. At times, it's difficult for them to just get money to vaccinate their dogs, but they are fond of their pets. And I will be very appreciating if such a thing is done, extending to the other villages too.
Dr. Richard Surreal, chairman of Rabies in West Africa, expresses his view on rabies.
Rabies is such a dreadful disease that is transmitted from animal to man. You get it, it's a shameful death. If you see somebody die of rabies, I'm very sure the last coin in your pocket, you will give it out for vaccination. Yeah, it's a very dreadful disease caused by a virus transmitted to human beings, and there is no treatment for rabies. Not at all, there's no treatment. So you get it. If you are infected by rabies, you start showing the signs. The only way is for you to die. If there is mass vaccination every year for the next 7 years, then rabies should go down in Ghana. We are calling for government, corporate bodies. This is a wealthy cause. Saving a child's life is something you should be thinking about. And that is what this is for, because out of the people who die, about 60% are children, especially in Ghana.
Treatment is expensive according to Dr. Richard Surreal.
But the cost of the vaccine for human being is so expensive, 300 per dose, which is on the higher side. But the cost for vaccination a dog is just 5 cedis, or even less if the Director of Veterinary Services look at it. So we want people to vaccinate their dogs and stop rabies at the dog level. Next year and the next 2 years, if God willing, and people come in to help us, we will continue, because we have to do a minimum of 3 years to be able to bring rabies down drastically.
In order to meet the global goal by 2030, much needs to be done in terms of contribution financially.
While we urge people to send their pets for vaccination, we are calling on government as much as possible to take this as a public good and then take off that 3 cedi and let people vaccinate their pets free of charge.
Dr. Guri, veterinary surgeon, scientist at Ghana Atomic Energy Commission and Rabies in West Africa member.
We'll have to increase the range, and with all that, it means we need more resources to do the work.
So if the government can subsidize or even make it free, it will be a good thing for us.
Rabies, if not treated immediately, it's death. You're signing a death warrant. So it's very, very important that awareness and education is out there in the country to prevent dog bites, vaccinate your dogs, vaccinate all your pets, save your dog, but also save yourself.
Thousands of cedis is needed to make Ghana rabies-free country. It is your duty, my duty, and our duty to make this dream come true.